Hello YouTube, this is Greg. Thanks for stopping by. In July, I managed to get myself invited to tag along with the young people from our church at Crossroad United Methodist and Corey Markle and Will Wesley to accompany teenagers hiking sections on the Appalachian Trail in the Virginia area, usually between Damascus and Harper's Ferry. Being an old decrepit white fella, I have found that carrying heavier pack weights is detrimental to my happiness and comfort at the end of a 10-15 mile day. So I have been attempting to weed out all the things that I thought I needed to get rid of some of the weight. I have also been substituting older equipment for newer, lighter weight equipment, substituting traditional materials for Cuban fiber, Dyneema composites, and in general just trying to get the weight out of my stuff. 3 years ago when I went hiking with him the first time with a men's group, my base weight before water and food was almost 30 pounds. The next year I came to my senses somewhat and had my base weight down to 22 pounds before food and water, but still with add 3 liters of water at 2 pounds a liter and 5 days worth of food, we're still back in the nearly 30 pound category. So last year I subbed some of my equipment, got rid of my favorite 30-year-old Kelty frame pack and substituted a Cuban fiber pack from Z-Packs. My Kelty backpack with an external frame was almost 5.5 pounds. My 52-liter pack from Z-Packs made out of Dyneema composite or Cuban fiber weighs 1 pound and 4 ounces. So I've been looking more steadily into moving toward composites and away from traditional materials, and mostly just getting rid of stuff that I don't use and I don't need and didn't find strictly necessary. And so give me a second, let me turn this thing around and I'll show you what this year's loadout for Wilderness Trail may look like for me. Hang on. Okay, here we go. For starters, the core of my equipment is this 52-liter carbon fiber. It does have a carbon fiber frame. This is the 52-liter Arc Blast in Cuban fiber by Z-Packs Cottage Industry in now Melbourne, Florida. A couple of years ago, hiking a section of the Appalachian Trail, I bumped into Will Wood, who had composite Dyneema tent by Z-Packs, rain gear, backpack. I'd never seen this stuff before. It's incredibly light. If I remember right, it made its debut into the marketplace for racing sails in the sailing industry. So this is my pack, weighs 20 ounces. Next, the larger E&O sack has a 20-ounce synthetic down underquilt for my 10-ounce Tech-Nest E&O hammock. Suspension straps, rats, should have gotten them out. They're a combination of Dyneema webbing and Amsteel whoopee slings. They weigh 4 ounces. And the little dark green E&O sack is a gear hammock that weighs 4 ounces and another set of Helios, Dyneema and Amsteel suspensions. And the Cuban fiber stuff sack is a 8x10 Z-Packs Cuban fiber tarp that with its Kevlar ridgeline and titanium stakes and Kevlar tie-outs at 3/32, the entire bag weighs 4.5 ounces. Next is hygiene and first aid, bug spray, Gold Bond, a soft bottle from REI filled with Dr. Bonner's. The deodorant, I think, is silver nanotechnology. I don't think it's antiperspirant. I think it's just antimicrobial. Toothbrush, toothpaste, Carmex, a little bit of moleskins and Band-Aids. And the pill bottle is just vitamin I, some Cuban fiber tape in case I have an accident with any of my equipment, earplugs, toenail clippers, smallest Victorinox, Swiss Army knife that just has a small blade, a pair of scissors and tweezers, and then some Jolly Ranchers for emergency sugar. Next are some wet wipes. I think I found these over on the hillbilly side of our town here in the camping section. These are scentless wet wipes and a titanium trowel. Anything that I can have that has no scent aids me in keeping bears away on the section of the AT where we're going to be hiking, where bears do abound. Headlamp and flashlight. Underneath this is a microfiber towel. I wish I could remember the name of it. My wife found it. It has silver nanotechnology so that it's antimicrobial, and if you are wet and dry off with it, it will kill bacteria. It will nearly do to bathe with minimal water since it has such incredible antimicrobial properties. Let me back up here to the top. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about rain gear. I have this 4-ounce North Face ultralight rain jacket. It doesn't even claim to breathe. I probably have every high-tech rain gear piece from Montbell, Patagucci, Mountain Hardware, all of them that claim to, the new Columbia, claim to breathe, don't. And if you're hiking when it's warm down here in Florida, you're either going to be wet from the rain landing on you or going to be wet from perspiration. So what I think I'll do is sub this, though I have no complaints. It's super lightweight, keeps you dry except for sweating. I'm going to sub for this Sea to Summit poncho that's designed to go over a pack. It breathes as much as anything does. The problem, I think, giving it some thought with Gore-Tex and those high-tech fabrics that claim to breathe, is they need a layer of air around them to move moisture out. And think about this with me here for a second. If you have a pack and pack straps, sternum straps, and waist straps, all those places where packs and straps are touching you are not going to breathe and you're going to sweat. So I have chosen, I think this year, I will sub the blue North Face rain jacket, light as it is, for this Sea to Summit poncho that will go over my pack, which, by the way, is waterproof. I have no pack liner, no pack cover. The Cuban fiber in the Z-Packs Art Blast is completely waterproof, and I have thrown it in the river before as a social experiment and used it for a flotation device and had no water get inside. Let's see, what else over here? Food bag. Food bag is Z-Packs Cuban fiber. It has a little Z-Packs stuff sack with a rock in it and some Dyneema and a spool for throwing over trees. These are some of my breakfasts and meals that came out of our dehydrator and vacuum sealer. For snacks, I tend to go with things like Corn Nuts combos, Jolly Ranchers, Sweet Tarts, Cliff Bars, Quaker breakfast bars. Combination of something with salt and something with a lot of sugar. Let's see what else. Clothes. For my hiking clothes, I'll have one pair of Columbia convertible pants. I think I've had these for 20 years. The legs zip off, but I don't know that I've ever actually zipped them off. 2 t-shirts by North Face that are both wicking and have silver nanotechnology, so they're supposed to keep you fresher longer from minus 33 degrees. Some merino wool boxer briefs. If you haven't tried new merino wool, it's as soft as cotton. It breathes, it's antimicrobial, it's super comfortable to hike in. And so these will be my primary clothes for my concession to luxury. Let's see, we usually stay 4 nights on the trail, so I'm missing a pair of socks and liners. These are merino wool by Darn Tough. It's their scent lock technology that I think has silver nanotechnology that is antimicrobial, that wicks moisture away. I use them with silk and gingy toe socks for liners. I had some socks by, I think Wright made them, and they had built-in silk liners. And they did the trick for preventing blisters around the perimeter of the foot and heel and the ends of toes, but it didn't prevent blisters between toes. This combination of Injinji silk liners with toes and merino wool Darn Tough scent locks has dealt the final blow to Gregory ever having blisters again. For my sleeping equipment, I have a antimicrobial tech shirt from the Academy, another pair of Darn Toughs, and some Air Force shorts. For my shoes, I wear size 8.5 4E. These are a 10.5 extra wide from Keen, and the alternate lacing here over the top of the tarsals prevents the foot from sliding down into the toe box, and the extra width just makes for lots of room, especially when you're hiking down terrain. For my camp shoes, these are my traditional ugly, nobody wants to steal them Crocs, but I may switch them out for these wraparound Vibram sole shoes that weigh a little bit less, believe it or not, than the Crocs. Haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do. And let's see, am I missing anything? Oh, cookware. Cook stuff over here is Toke's Titanium. I think this is 900 milliliter plastic bowl, Sea to Summit collapsible bowl, scraper. With Wilderness Trail, they provide all the cooking equipment, so I don't need my pocket rocket or the bigger pot for cooking. I will probably just grab my titanium fork and one of these bowls, depending on whichever one is lighter. So rather than having a cook kit, and this entire cook kit, bowls, titanium, pocket rocket, stove, the small MSR gas canister, either one of these weighs 1 pound. So it looks like I'll be getting rid of both of these just to take a bowl and a titanium spork. And with these, with all the things spread out here that I weighed this morning, my base weight is 8.7 pounds. And if I get rid of the cook stuff, base weight should be down to a little over 8 pounds before water. I do in my Z-Packs pack have a new 3-liter platypus hydration bladder that also has silver technology so that crud won't grow in it, supposedly. Post Lyme disease, I'm hydrating at about 8 liters a day, and there's nothing in me that's going to carry 8 liters on my back, which would be an extra 16 to 18 pounds of water. So I'll deal with the 3 liters and the hydration bladder, and maybe take an extra Nalgene bottle and my ultralight MSR hand filter, so I can just replenish water as I go through the day. So let's see. Wow, this is what it looks like I'm going to bring with me on the Appalachian Trail, hiking with our young people from Crossroad United Methodist and their leadership team, Will Wesley and Corey Markle. Will and Corey, thanks for letting me drag along again this year. Hope not to slow you down too much. Blessings to all, and look forward to seeing you the next time. Take care.